Look, if you're feeling completely exhausted by the current hiring landscape right now, I really need you to know right off the bat, you're not imagining things. It is objectively rough out there. We're talking about fresh graduates from top 10 universities, folks with the highest honors, literally going for a full year without finding a job. We're seeing seasoned professionals from historically super safe industries like banking, consulting, and tech getting laid off completely out of the blue. 23%, that's the current unemployment rate for recent Harvard Business School graduates. Let that sink in. When nearly a quarter of the grads from one of the most prestigious business institutions on the planet cannot find employment, you know a fundamental shift has occurred.
So let's dive into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to decode exactly what is happening in this chaotic market. But more importantly, we're going to move way past all that doom and gloom. Because, while the traditional path might be crumbling right in front of us, there are professionals in their 20s and 30s right now who are absolutely thriving. And they aren't necessarily smarter than everyone else, they just understand that the rules of the game have completely changed. Today, we're going to give you the exact blueprint of the necessary skills you need to future-proof your career for 2026.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover 1. The job market paradox. 2. The growing skills gap. 3. Essential tech skills for 2026. 4. Human skills in high demand. 5. The new AI workforce. And finally, 6. Taking initiative through freelancing.
All right, starting off with Section 1, the job market paradox.
We are facing a truly bizarre global dilemma right now. On one side of the equation, highly qualified candidates simply cannot find jobs. Think about the tech sector for a second. The unemployment rate for technology graduates is currently 27% higher than the general unemployment rate. The layoffs just feel constant, right? But on the exact opposite side of that equation, employers are desperately complaining that they cannot fill their open roles. The data shows a steady, increasing trend in the global labor shortage stretching all the way back to 2013, with this massive spike during the pandemic that just hasn't gone down. Businesses literally have open positions that they cannot find the talent for. So how on earth can both of these things be true at the exact same time?
Let's look at Section 2, the growing skills gap.
According to the World Economic Forum's 2025 Future of Jobs report, we're dealing with a perfect storm of macroeconomic factors. First off, rising inflationary pressures. The cost of living is sky high, but the cost of maintaining a business is also crazy high right now. It's a global phenomenon making businesses incredibly conservative with their cash. But the absolute biggest factor disrupting the hiring market? Technological advancement. Out of 1,000 surveyed companies across 55 economies, a whopping 60% of them stated that technology, specifically AI and data processing, is significantly changing how they do business, and critically, how they hire.
Now there's a massive gap between perception and reality right now. A fascinating recent McKinsey report estimates that only 1% of companies actually have an AI strategy that has reached maturity. Just 1%. So no, AI hasn't perfectly taken over every workflow just yet. Most companies are really just saying they use AI because it sounds great to investors. However, and this is the absolute key here, regardless of whether AI is actually transforming their operations today, the mere perception that AI can, and eventually will, replace jobs is enough of a reason for companies to completely freeze their hiring.
Which leads us to a pretty harsh reality. Because business costs are so incredibly high and technological demands are moving at light speed, employers are just terrified of making a bad investment. And make no mistake, training a fresh graduate who doesn't yet have the required skills, that's a massive financial investment. Because traditional education isn't adapting fast enough, employers would genuinely rather just leave the spot completely vacant, save the money, and try to invest in AI automation, as opposed to hiring someone who isn't already fully qualified on day one.
So what do we do about it? Section 3, Essential Tech Skills for 2026.
Data straight from the World Economic Forum shows it's really no surprise that the absolute fastest growing desirable skills are AI and big data, closely followed by networks and cybersecurity and other specialized tech skills. Look, if you're banking on a standard university degree alone to get you through the door, you're basically playing a losing game. The curriculum simply cannot adapt fast enough to teach these rapidly evolving demands. But before you rush out and try to learn how to code everything from scratch, you need to know that hard tech skills alone will absolutely not save you.
That brings us to Section 4, human skills in high demand.
Integrating all this new technology into a business actually requires humans who know how to navigate really complex environments. The World Economic Forum report highlights a massive demand for soft skills to complement that technology. We're talking about things like resilience, flexibility,
Agility, leadership, and social influence, those are all right at the top of the list. But the absolutely crucial point here is that last bullet, lifelong learning. This is a trend rapidly ascending the ranks for the 2025 to 2030 period. You are expected to continuously learn and adapt on the fly. The days of learning a single skill in college and just coasting on it for 20 years, yeah, those are entirely over.
Let's pull this all together in Section 5, the new AI workforce. To truly grasp the necessary skills for 2026, you need to know what kind of worker companies actually want to hire in this whole new paradigm. McKinsey outlines a major shift toward what they call a human agentic workforce, basically a world where humans work seamlessly right alongside AI. They propose two ideal worker profiles. The first is the M-shaped general manager. Think of this person as the ultimate conductor of an orchestra. Their job is to build, supervise, and optimize hybrid workflows, meaning processes where humans and AI are tackling tasks together. To pull that off, they need knowledge across multiple domains, seriously high social emotional abilities to manage real people, and higher cognition, stuff like critical thinking, complex problem solving, and abstract decision making.
The second ideal worker profile is the T-shaped deep specialist. This is your individual contributor. Unlike the manager, this person provides deep, extensive subject matter expertise in one very specific domain. But notice the additions here. Even a deep specialist must now have a thick layer of AI abilities and higher cognition embedded right into their daily routine. The expectation across the board is that AI is deeply integrated into your workflow, whether you're managing the whole team or executing the specific nitty-gritty tasks.
All right, moving to our final point. Section 6, taking initiative through freelancing.
So, if companies want these advanced skills but absolutely refuse to hire and train entry-level people to get them, what are you actually supposed to do? Honestly, you have to internalize this statement right now. The traditional path is dead. Nobody is going to come along and just hand you a job. And passively applying through standard online portals with a standard resume, it's just not going to cut it anymore. You have to take control of your own career with your own two hands. You have to be the one to bridge the skills gap yourself.
The highest return on investment method for breaking into this demanding market is to just bypass the traditional system entirely. First, you've got to independently learn the skills that aren't being taught in school: AI integration, advanced data analysis, specialized software. Second, you can't just do little personal side projects. You need to do real projects for real people through freelancing. It is significantly easier to land a freelance contract right now than a full-time job, mostly because it represents a way lower risk for those conservative businesses we talked about earlier. By doing this, you're forcing yourself to learn on the job. And finally, you leverage that real-world experience, along with cold emails and networking, to completely bypass the traditional application pile. You don't ask them to train you, you show up already solving their problems.
Now, if you're wondering where exactly to aim all these new self-taught skills, the data from both the World Economic Forum and the Bureau of Labor Statistics actually agree on the fastest-growing fields heading toward 2030. We're looking at specialized technology, environmental sectors, security, and, incredibly, the trades. Yep, the trades. These are the arenas where businesses will be absolutely desperate for those M-shaped managers and T-shaped specialists who can seamlessly integrate AI and solve complex problems.
So I want to leave you with this question to really chew on today. What is your current career plan? And exactly how are you going to take the initiative to adapt for 2026? The job market is fundamentally transformed. The expectation for high-level tech skills, AI integration, and deep emotional intelligence, it isn't a future prediction, it's here right now. The employers aren't going to build those skills for you, which means the power and the responsibility is entirely in your hands. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I highly, highly encourage you to start taking that initiative today. Catch you next time.